Charles Barkley. First of all, Charles, a heroic effort on your part. How much pain were you playing in tonight?
Well, I can't use pain excuse. I can't believe how I feel right now. I know I'm the best one-arm basketball player in the world, though. But hey, I love this guy, and I kept telling him all day, 1836. I said, there ain't no pressure out here, just have fun.
Kevin, you were feeling pain of a different kind. The booze on your home crowd. You were vilified in the newspaper, seen as the GOAT of Game 1 and 2, but you came back with an absolutely stunning performance. Is there any personal vindication in this?
It's just a good win for the team. I want to do whatever I could to make our team win. And when I walked into Chicago, I had a lot of fans here. They were cheering me, I guess, because they liked the way I had been playing in Game 1 and 2.
You played more minutes in this game than anyone in NBA Finals history. Was there any point in the game where Coach Westphal wanted to take you out?
Not really. He wanted to give me some confidence. He let me play the whole first half. I was just trying to be aggressive. In the second half, it's a matter of emotion, and you're going to do whatever it takes to win.
Congratulations on a spectacular win and showing a lot of heart and character. Now let's go to Ahmad.
All right, thanks, Anna. Paul Westphal, you played in '76 in that triple overtime against Boston. Any similarities here tonight?
Well, the biggest difference is the good guys won this time.
What about KJ? Put in all that time. Did you ever think about taking him out?
No, I just told him if he ever needed a rest to let me know. But I'm so happy for him. That guy has taken a beating in the press and by the fans, and he's too great of a player, and he showed what he can do in the finals. I'm very happy for him.
Yeah, it had to be great for his confidence factor because, as you said, he did take a lot of heat. But as he played so many minutes tonight, how do you look forward to the next game?
Hey, if we didn't win tonight, we could have kissed next game goodbye. I mean, he has 3 days to rest. We play Wednesday. He might play 48 minutes next game, too. Who knows?
All right, Paul. Good luck to you, and congratulations and everything. See you next on Wednesday.
All right, thank you, Mike.
Thanks, Paul. Back to you.
Ahmad, and it was 62 minutes for Kevin Johnson. Scored 25 points at 9 assists. Charles Barkley, 24 points, 19 rebounds. Dan Marley.
Up for an adventure.
Always.
What is this place?
Maintenance, it's up, cuz.
You were the last to see the president alive.
Welcome to the pit.
Light him up now!
A crew of pirates is coming.
That was cool.
The Disney Plus Hulu Max bundle. Plans starting at $16.99 a month.
My sister's 40th birthday party has a dress code, and I got nothing. She said, you have to look nice. Just go to Men's Warehouse, they'll decide everything for you. What? Sister's birthday. She's an adult. Please help me.
Follow me.
I knew it. I'm hot.
Did I need to flex this hard on my sister's birthday? Yes.
Nice outfit, little brother.
Oh, this whole thing. Where's some cake?
We don't have cake. I'm 40. I'm 40.
She's 40, you guys.
Along with Doug Collins, this is Bob Neal welcoming you to Chicago. The view of the beautiful skyline from a chilly Lake Michigan and inside the Madhouse on Madison Street. The New York Knicks and the Chicago Bulls. The defending world champion Bulls blew right through Miami. They had a tough time in Game 3, but won 3-0, and the Heat's out of there. The first time the Heat got into the playoffs, and the Bulls have had 5 days to rest. The New York Knicks, on the other hand, had a real old-fashioned Eastern Conference war with the Detroit Pistons and finally won in 5. Now, that's not tough enough for the Knicks, knowing they had 5 and the Bulls are rested. Look at what the Bulls have done to the Knicks. 14 straight wins, 17 straight at home. The Bulls have not lost here to the Knicks since 1987 and 4-0 in the regular season this year. But, Doug, you know that can be thrown out some because you had some similar experiences yourself when you were coaching the Bulls.
Well, let me give you an experience. In 1989, when I was coaching the Bulls, we beat Cleveland on Michael's sensational last shot. First question is, where's the emotional level team going to be? Went to New York a day later and won in overtime to break through and won that series. Did the same thing at the end of the Knicks series and then beat Detroit in Game 1 in Detroit. This is the steal game. This is the game that New York wants to come in and get right now.
Now, if they do that, we have to talk about matchups. The Cartwright-Ewing matchup is interesting, and a lot of pro basketball fans know that Cartwright plays Ewing pretty tough, and of course he's the heart and soul of the New York team, but there are some other key matchups too.
Well, I think the real matchup is Xavier McDaniel and Scottie Pippen. Xavier McDaniel had a very poor regular season, played great against the Pistons in the playoffs, but look what he did against Chicago. Game 1 right on through, really only one good ball game. He needs to be a factor offensively, but really on the offensive boards. That's really where he hurt the Pistons in the last series. Oakley, speaking of Charles, must do a great job against against Horace Grant, uses muscle as well as Mason inside.
So it's the muscle of the Knicks and the speed and defense of the Chicago Bulls from the Madhouse on Madison Street. We'll be back here along with MJ right after these commercial messages. We'll join Ernie Johnson in our studios in Atlanta.
Ernie Johnson, Kevin Lockery in Atlanta, moments away from the tip at Chicago Stadium. The Bulls have beaten these guys 14 straight times, playoffs included. Does New York have a chance in this series, Coach?
I think it's going to be very difficult, Ernie, for them to beat Chicago unless they shoot a high percentage from the outside, and that's not their strength.
Michael Jordan averaging 45 points a game, of course, carries the load for the Chicago Bulls. They're ready to take the court at Chicago Stadium. Let's go back to Bob Neal and Doug Collins in Chicago, guys.
Thank you, Ernie. At Chicago Stadium, 18,676 in standing room only once again. And here are the Jeep Eagles starting lineups.
Well, we see the matchups early. Can McDaniel's strength overcome the speed and quickness of Scottie Pippen? The same thing can be said about Oakley. You know that Cartwright and Ewing are going to be jostling in the post. Mark Jackson, how strong will his leg be after having a little bit of a pull thigh muscle? And Gerald Wilkins definitely has his hands full with Michael Jordan.
Wilkins there, the guy who, of course, wins that matchup. Just kidding. Pat Riley, winning his playoff coach in NBA history, had a tough one against the Detroit Pistons, proving once again that he's getting winning ways back to New York. And there is Phil Jackson, 28-8 in the playoffs. And the Bulls 3-0 in the first round against Miami in these playoffs. Patrick Ewing, he's the man for New York.
Bob, a couple things I think to watch early. First of all, we cannot afford to get in foul trouble inside. We know that the Bulls like to go to Bill Cartwright early, probably the first couple series of play. Secondly, as Kevin Lockery said in the studio, New York does not shoot the ball well. The one thing they can do is if they bang the offensive boards and get some second, third shots, will slow the pace of this game. They cannot turn the ball over. Chicago wants to space the floor. They feel that New York is a very, very good hands-on defensive team, but if you space them, that they will break down individually.
Ed Middleton, Ed T. Rush, Ron Garrettson are the officials for tonight's ball game, and we're underway from Chicago. Mark Jackson, the point guard, moved back into his leadership role with the Knicks under Riley this year. Into Ewing early. Bounce pass to Wilkins off the double team. It's 2-0 New York.
Well, that's what you're going to see when Patrick Ewing puts it on the floor. Michael Jordan going back to help. That will free Gerald Wilkins at the top, or whoever's on the top of the floor for the open jumper.
Horace Grant to Scottie Pippen. Big matchup here. Daniel and Pippen. Jackson unpacks him. 5 seconds to shoot. Jordan on the fadeaway. Rebound, Patrick Ewing.
That's the type of tempo that New York wants to face. They would like for Chicago to use a lot of the 24-second shot clock before they get a shot up at the basket.
Knicks 2-0. Ewing in and out of there. Chicago. The rebounding strength of the front line of New York is evident. 11.6 per game for Ewing, 11.0 for Oakley, 9 a game for McDaniel. All three are in the top 20 in rebounding in the playoffs. Horace Grant wide open. Rebound McDaniel.
You're not going to see many fast breaks from New York unless it's just there, the opportunity's there. They're going to bring the ball down the floor. They're going to use the clock. They'd like to keep their turnovers down, get a good shot every time down the floor, and then maybe a second or third opportunity. There's the double team. Wilkins again, wide open.
And he knocks it down, 2 for 2 from the perimeter. As you pointed out early, New York has to shoot well from the perimeter, and they're doing that at least early. And Phil Jackson gets a very early timeout here, only a minute and a half into the game.
Well, I think what they're going to talk about is the double teams. Michael came all the way across the floor, and I don't know if he's a designated guy right now. You see Phil talking to Michael. In many instances against Ewing, you like to spin him outside, and I know when I was here in Chicago, you bring a guy down from behind him. You bother his shot from behind him. But Ewing was able to easily spot Wilkins twice. Now here comes Michael. You're going to see he's across the floor. Here comes a double team. Now see, Ewing is facing him. So he saw Michael coming the whole way. I don't think Phil wants him to double unless Ewing's back is turned. Because once he saw Michael coming, he saw the double team through right over the top, Wilkins with an easy shot.
21 on the shot clock for the Bulls, trailing 4-0. Opening moments, first quarter from Chicago Stadium. Cartwright gets inside, is hammered by Oakley.
That's going to be 2 shots in the ball. We already see the presence of Charles in the Detroit series. Early in the game, Charles Oakley did the same thing to Rod, but you see it right there. You know, a lot of people feel that the rule says if you're going for the ball, it's okay. Bob, it's any unnecessary foul, anything considered unnecessary or extra rough, where it's flagrant. If it's too rough, it can be flagrant and an ejection. You see Charles Oakley talking to Phil Jackson now on the sideline. You know, a lot of people felt that Oakley would not play the same way against Chicago as he did against Detroit because he used to play against for this team, and that these guys are his friends. Well, from the looks of that first play, I don't think that's going to be the case.
You got that right. Cartwright misses a both. He only shot 50% in the Miami series.
Bill's free throws have gone way down. He used to be around an 80%, or he's slipping.
Jordan misses. Grant with an offensive rebound. Ewing raked it away. The Knicks on the run, but Daniel. Now Jordan on the run. Has Pippen. Foul, and we'll go to the line.
See, that's what New York has to be very careful about. A transition shot. Xavier McDaniel took the jump shot. It was not a bad shot, but the difference, you've got Michael Jordan rebounding and now throwing out to Pippen on the fast break. This is what Chicago wants to do. So anytime the outside shot is taken, they're going to have one or maybe even two guys back to protect against this. You want Scottie Pippen shooting jumpers.
The Bulls' first point of this game comes 2 minutes and 4 seconds in.
I think you're going to see Chicago try to put a little pressure up the floor also. After free throws, see if Forrest Grant, Bill Cartwright come up the floor. I think they feel that they can force New York into some turnovers.
I had the Chicago-Miami game 3 down in Miami, and Miami had a 17-point first quarter lead as the Bulls came out, perhaps overconfident, and then came back and won that ball.
You see Charles Oakley's going to handle the basketball. You've got Horace Grant at 16, who's exceptionally quick. You see a lot of this with Cleveland also, too. They like to bring Larry Nance or Hot Rod Williams up just to make these huge shot clocks.
With 5 seconds to shoot. 3, 2. This is the 3. Ewing steals the offensive board. Scottie Pippen was pushed almost off the floor and slid right out of there.
Oakley, it's going to be on Charles Oakley. Cycle number 34. It's like the play was suspended there for a while. Here's a shot, it's missed. You go out right there. Now it looks like he has a shot there. Scottie's out. The ball goes in. Now you see the whistle. That was a late call.
Didn't see it. Grant is fouled by Patrick Ewing. So that's 2 fouls early on Charles Oakley. Ewing picks up his first foul. And here comes more muscle into the game in the form of Anthony Mason for Oakley. And a lot of folks around the country probably don't know Anthony Mason very well, but he's significant.
This substitution will not hurt New York. Mason is as big and strong as Oakley and quicker and a better offensive player, so they've got a very fine backup in his place.
Horace Grant comes out. He misses that.
Bob, the one thing that's not like that, the one thing that New York is not going to face when they faced against Detroit was the quickness to the ball and off the floor. Detroit was a strong-arm team. This is a quick team.
Grant bump. Mason on the shot. Empty rushing the call there, and the foul is on Horace Grant. Mike mentioned there are a lot of connections between these two teams. Bill Jackson played 11 years with the Knicks, didn't play on the 70 championship because he was hurt, played on the 73. B.J. Armstrong had his career playoff high last year against the Knicks. Cartwright, of course, played for the Knicks and came to the trade for Charles Oakley and the 88 draft.
$6 never tasted so good. IHOP's Breakfast Babes combo is now just $6. Featuring IHOP's world-famous buttermilk pancakes, crispy hickory smoked bacon, and 2 eggs cooked to order your way. All for just $6. Part of the new $6 House Faves menu.
Gunner and Paul's road to the show. But what about yours? The amateur years are just the stepping stone and your journey to the big leagues. Take control of choices that matter. Now the third baseman, Derek Martin. Level up your game. That one way back and it's gone. And become a legend because your road to the show starts now.
jumps and spins. To be the best, you gotta raise the bar each time. And just like world-class gymnast Morgan Hurd, Good Greek will bend over backwards to make sure each move is stress-free, on time, and on budget. Our team of high flyers are trained at the Superhero Movers Academy to perform their best on every job. So if you want someone who will soar over the competition, Good Greek Moving Storage are your total relocation specialists.
Good Greek Moving and Storage, your superhero movers.
Along with some draft choices, Michael Jordan, 29-point average in 91 versus New York, was his series lowest for his career. And Will Perdue has his playoff career high 16 points, 10 rebounds last year. So there are a lot of connections between the way these two teams play with each other. And of course, the people in Chicago, former Chicagoan myself, never like being called a second.
That's right. I saw that today in the paper. Well, the last few times these teams have the playoffs, Chicago has never got the upper hand. 4-2 and beating Miami in the sweep last year.
What I'm thinking about it, Stacey Keebler, who went home with the flu, is not on the bench for Chicago. He has not been playing much in the first round of the playoffs. Ewing rebounds the Cartwright miss. Chicago only 1 for 7 from the floor.
Okay, you gotta watch Michael Jordan retaliate going long. When you take the jump shot, Chicago is going to release. That time Jackson was able to stick it.
8-4 Knicks, 8-10 to go first quarter.
Going inside against Ewing again. You see, Cartwright feels very comfortable playing against him, although that shot was blocked because of all the years of practicing each other against in New York.
Jordan knocks it out of bounds with 20 on the shot clock. So Ewing with three rebounds early and a blocked shot already, playing tough against Cartwright. And Cartwright, as you pointed out, historically plays Ewing very well.
Well, he knows where Patrick likes to catch the ball, and he bumps him, he gets him off the block, and he's very comfortable with his moves, so he disrupts his timing.
10 seconds to shoot. Mason using his strength.
See, that's too strong. He missed that shot, but he got the ball deep into the lane. He just pulled that shot.
Knicks back quickly on defense.
He's matched up against Scottie Pippen right now.
Pippen is left alone. Bulls are 1 for 8. Make it 1 for 9.
Well, they've not gotten any easy scores. Everything has been worked for, other than the zip-in by Scottie Pippen. Everything has been a jump shot. And that's a muscle thing right there.
He's out of there. Pippen has the run. Bulls have the numbers. 4 on 3.
There's 2. You count that.
Good investment. John Paxson's jump shot. Knicks by 2.
When he lets it go, it seems like every one of them is going to go in. It's like Grozen Petrovic in New Jersey now. When he shoots the ball, it's like everyone's going in.
Now McDaniel is the Knicks have missed the last 3 times down. Bulls battling back chance to tie. McDaniel fouls Pippen on the drive, and that's where McDaniel has a problem with Pippen. Out on the floor. Timeout, Chicago. 6:51 remaining in the first quarter. You'd think this was Yankees and White Sox, 8-6 here, with 6:51 instead of Knicks and Bulls, but both teams can play the defense.
Well, you can see this right here. Games holding their opponents under 100 points. New York was number 1 with 52. Chicago was third with 39. And in those 39 games, they were 38-1. But on the flip side of that, look at scoring under 100 points. Chicago, third in the league, only 7 times. Ironically, 3 of those against the New York Knicks. You can see where New York was 37 times. So obviously the Knicks would like to keep this score around 95 if possible. It's probably the only way they can sneak out a win in here tonight.
First Grant, nice defense by Jordan.
Out of bounds.
That's a turnover to wave it off.
Michael stepped out of bounds and had not established himself back on the floor. That was good defense by Wilkins to take away his cut, force him to go out of bounds.
Against Cartwright.
Ewing's waiting for all these bodies to come at him. Against Detroit, he's 2, 3, 4 guys on him every time. You can see Chicago's philosophy right now, Bob. They're going to feel Patrick Ewing out. They're not going to make the commitment to go